Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, July 14th. Interesting price action. Slightly down on the equities, including gold is actually down spot '02. NQ's
Okay, good
down
morning,
spot 2.
everybody. Happy Monday.
And we have a lot to go over already.
Interesting price action.
Hope everybody's traded well so far, or if you're just in the information gathering stages of the morning, watching the open, letting this play out. For our more experienced traders, there were some really nice trades out of the open already this morning. Let's talk about this. Now, this is really interesting. By circumstance, I left my New York VWAP on the chart. And I noticed early morning when I woke up that it had respected the lower band. So I decided to leave it. And it actually gave me some conviction for the short if we were to break this VWAP and hold beneath it, which we did. So I caught a short around 950 for a VWAP bounce to the downside. And it worked out pretty nicely. There was a long opportunity here. Let's drop down to the 1 minute so we can see this in a little more detail. There was a price discovery continuation trade. And then what I was watching was there was a low volume node at the band, which we had coincidentally started talking about yesterday on group coaching. And it was actually off the open, I think. We didn't have the information yet. So let's do a fixed range from the open till about here. Actually, it was a little more pre-market. Yeah, it was right here. Low volume node on the profile right there. So I was waiting for a break of that level to go short. We broke it. I went short and we went all the way to lower band. Okay, now what I had said earlier in the main chat, which a couple people were kind of like questioning, was I said long right off of the lower band as per usual. Now let's clean this chart up a little bit. This is the session VWAP, right? There has been a trade that's been materializing over and over and over again where we dump out of the open, we go to lower band, and that's the long spot, right? And we hit it right there. That was the long, and that was a long for, almost 100 points, 80 points, 70 points, 75 points or so. So one band to the other in literally 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. So crazy volatility, nice range. If you were able to, that was a high probability setup. We've been seeing that setup over and over again. To set up a New York VWAP, you use the trading tools, the drawing tools, right? We dropped that at 9:30 a.m. But this is from yesterday, right? This is yesterday's. I don't normally leave it on the chart. Like I said, it was by circumstance that it was on the chart. I don't normally leave it there, but I noticed overnight that it had been respecting that level. So that gave me some conviction to take that trade. All right, so let's talk about where we're at in terms of the higher time frames. On the 30-minute, we're above monthly VWAP now. Okay, weekly VWAP is kind of useless. It's Monday, all right? So we're not going to use that right now. So we have a little bit of a bullish bias as we hold above monthly VWAP. Okay, and we're also now above the session VWAP. All right, so we have some strength to us. Let's go over to our higher time frame hourly. All right, we're still in this range that we've been developing for the last couple of weeks. All right, if you'll notice this morning, we went to point of control from Friday. That was almost the high, pretty close, but within 10 points or so. That's where we went to. We tagged point of control before we sold off from Friday. And we have some interesting levels such as, value, this kind of value area low from yesterday, from Friday. So this kind of 30 to 45 level seems important. And let's draw out, that's also the highs from the 30th and the 1st of July. pretty darn close to it. Okay, and let's draw a composite. So let's get rid of this to clean it up a little bit. Let's draw our composite. And we have these levels to look out for. So we have 25 to about 19 to the upside. We are right in this high volume node here on the composite. So that's why we're kind of chopping around, right? That explains that. We do have a point of control at around 90. All right, I think we have some of these. Now, since we don't have a whole lot of data here, I'm going to just kind of mark these as little divots that could be of interest. So 961, and then we have a point of control kind of right up here at 23,000. So not a ton, but some stuff to work with. Down here, we have a low volume node. Okay, so we'll do our best to work with this. And then this is kind of a lower volume area as well. That's kind of the high we went to today. All right, so now I'll get rid of this. I have my levels, add my session back on, reset, shrink. All right, now I can watch this a little better. Okay, that's going to be kind of our morning routine, is to mark out some interesting levels. 9:44 is Friday's VWAP, which I'm going to leave this on the chart since it seemed to be kind of important. So, and then we have this 40 to 30 level, which also seems important. So I'm going to mark this out. And that's right below the VWAP. Look how it plays out. Very interesting. It's kind of like the high of the range we're in right now. It's a composite volume profile, and I started it just to capture the range. I've been doing about June 20, 1 p.m. on Thursday, June 26th, to capture this data, if we have any downside. So it's not really all that useful right now, but if we go a little lower, I think the big support level is this 50 to 62. Yeah, Tamara, that's going to be interesting. Maybe we start looking at, so it looks like we're still rejecting out of this level, but we are creating this little bit of a higher lows here. So, I'd be careful about shorting this area. We look strong so far, but we've put in, if you look at the higher time frames, we're kind of in this descending channel of lower highs, lower lows. All right, so higher time frame takes precedence, and we'll see what we get. Okay. Good morning, everybody on YouTube. Welcome to all our new members. We're going to see what kind of trades we get that materialize. We went green and then red again. We had some really nice range. We're trading the VWAP Wave system. For anybody who's new, there's a free VWAP Wave course setup guide in the description of this video on YouTube. If you don't know the setups, I advise learning the setups so you know what we're talking about. All right, so I'm up 632 in my top steps on the trades I showed you out of the open. I hit profit target in top one with that short off of that Friday VWAP, which was nice. All right, so interesting price action here. So we're kind of, let's drop the, right, so we're at point of control right here, guys, on the open. Not a great trade location. If anything, it would be long, but we do have this area to get through, which seems to be resistance. So, I would like to go long above this area. If we break above 945, that's where I'll be looking to go long. Nice, Libby. Is that your P&L already this morning? We did have some nice setups. We had some really nice setups. Libby hit 550. If you went for that long off lower bands, that's the trade we've been looking for day in and day out. Slow news day so far, aside from the tariff news. All right, let's see if we can break above this area here. I'm looking to go long. If we can break above 45. I have to change the gutters at the neighbors. Man, they're putting you to work, huh, Libby? All right, here we go. Rejected at VWAP there. This is why I don't want a long here, guys, right? I don't want a long right into these levels. I want to break above it where we have a lot less friction and resistance. Big rejection right there as soon as it touched that VWAP. Now they could reload it and push it through. Let's see what we get. We're going to be patient. We're going to wait for good trading setups. Trade the market we're in, not the market I want to be in. We're in the middle of a value area. We're on the upper edge right here. So far, we're at the point of control on the session. Sure seems like it wants to grind out of here, doesn't it? Dim, are you asking why do I have a Friday VWAP? It's because I left it on my chart by accident and I noticed it was being respected. So I left it. It was being respected early morning, 9:45 a.m. and again at 7:45. So once I see something being respected, I'm going to leave it, right? Because it's giving me information that's useful. All right, so far that's a rejection. Now, do we want to buy these? No. Could get a return to value here. It's not a great return to value. There's not like this is not great because we have point of control at the upper band, guys. All right, so I've talked about this. When do we not trust upper band or lower band trades? When it's in the middle of a giant distribution. That's a point of control, and that's a trading area. All right, we want the low volume nodes to line up with the bands. All right, that was an interesting buy up right there. Let's go. So that fake breakdown, guys, I was looking for that. That was a thing of beauty right there. Don't tag me out. Don't tag me out. Little winner. Those bastards, Vegas. Came right back down to this little gray area. This is the low volume node I have established or had established earlier. Now it's a little bit different. Now it's like right there. Beautiful long. All right, do we still get involved here? I think so. Well, this is the area I wanted us to hold to go long. Make it a little bit of a back test here. There we go. Well, let's launch. $8.33. Just scalping this long here. So we reclaimed that area that I like for longs. But we're getting some sellers here. But they seem to be getting soaked up, which is a bullish sign. So price is going up, cumulative delta is going down. That means they're soaking the bid. All those sellers are being absorbed. So sorry you got wicked out, Vegas, but I love to see that fake breakdown, right? Sells off hard like that and reclaims all of it really quick. That's a huge long indicator, right? Welcome, Crumb. Good to have you. There it goes. All right, now we're coming up to value area high right here, and the high is obviously on the session. So let's see what we do. If you're in a long, this is a good place to take some profits or partial profits. This market looks like it wants to go up, guys. So, I'm not fighting this short. We're above all the bands. Well, not the monthly band, but this is another key level I have marked off on the higher time frame. So good profit taking spot. Look at that. There it goes. Nice long, guys. So what did I say? I said if we break above 945, 950, I'm looking long. I didn't want to long right into the VWAP from Friday. I also had this gray area marked out. This is a kind of a value area high, value area low from previous profiles. Nice, Tamara. You take that long? Good job. Great trade, everybody. Now, whether we keep going from here is anybody's guess. Right? I don't want to short here. Not right now. After a big sell-off, breakdown, and reclaim we get like that, we can get some really parabolic moves out of those as it squeezes all the shorts out. So, that's usually when I get my teeth kicked in, is when I short a failed breakdown. So
It says up Fox News, apparently, so the meeting between Trump and NATO is going to be televised. Hopefully, we should be able to find a video then.
So not a huge long, but a good 20 points, 25 points so far. That's decent. That could make your day right there. All right, so we just tagged Friday's point of control again. And they might try and push this through. I wouldn't want to be short this market either, Jody. I'm with you on that. The higher time frame context is up. So, you know, the big trick has been looking where to get long for the last month and a half. One of the great things about futures is that we can short the market very easily. One of the bad things about futures is we can short the market very easily. Like if you were long only, I mean, obviously there's huge sell candles. I mean, look at the hourly. I mean, some massive sell-off. So it's nice that we can short really easily. But, you know, the market's been going up more than it's been going down since early April. Right? This is the market you didn't want to buy bottoms, right? From February to early April, that was like down only. There goes. Beautiful. New highs on the session there. That was a huge stop run. Big liquidation play right there. Everybody who's short just got destroyed. So, you know, if we get back up to 23,000, you know, that might be a good place to scalp short, but, you know, there's not much for us to do in a market like this. You know, the best setups were unfortunately out of the open, and I don't recommend a lot of, you know, people struggling with consistency. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it did go straight to the upper band. Look at that. Upper band on the New York VWAP was the spot. All right, so we have the initial balance high, 23, 23.6. That was all the great shorting levels from Friday. But if we reclaim that, guys, we can go up a lot. So we're gonna just kind of let this market pan itself out a little bit. I'd like to see a little more balance being established. It's too late to go long, and I don't want to short it. So I need to be patient. I'll be right back. So the problem, Jody, with the session point of control is that it's, you know, a developing value area. So, and it's always moving. So, you know, it's very difficult to trade off of as a level. The point of control tends to be support when we're trending in either direction. So it back tests it and then continues. But more so how I use the session point of control as either a profit target, right? If we enter this distribution, I expect to revisit it, right? So we start trading back under this here. Right? That's my kind of new line in the sand right there. It's big, unfortunately. If we start trading underneath this again, I think we could expect to go back to VWAP or point of control. All right, did we go long off of this? Is this a buy the dip? Let's wait for some strength to come back in first. Those are so hard to buy. So the problem, Jody, is in really strong conditions, it's not going to pull back all that much.
To announce pension saving review Tuesday.
We can ride this second band for the next half hour to an hour or longer. We'll see what happens.
Mexico's President Sheinbaum talks about Trump's 30% tariff threat.
Something about, oh, Trump, I think, is talking, guys. So there's that.
So Sheinbaum in a presser at the moment talking about Trump's 30% tariff threat.
Man, that was a good short spot. We short. This is really hard to figure out what to do here. The short's looking better. I'm at 4,000. I might call it in this account for today. I only need one more day in this account to get a huge payout. Huge. Talking about $10,000 plus. You know, I don't generally give well, there it was now. It's too, you know. I generally don't give signals here, guys. I teach you guys how to trade on your own. I show you what I do, and I'm giving you my market commentary, but you all have to make your own trading decisions. Now, I do share my trades and
Security Parliamentary Committee say military protocols regarding Strait of Hormuz finalized, but no decision yet to close it on its day medium.
But you don't want to get too used to following trading signals because that's not going to get you very far in trading. So right back through that New York VWAP. Now we're at upper band. I don't think there's going to be an upper band bounce, to be honest with you. VWAP's too flat, I think. I think this is more of a fade value or extremes play. Or a return to value. And Trump is talking. There it goes. Now we're at point of control. Good spot to take profits if you were short. It's an interesting gold trade. I might join you on that.
Sheinbaum says Mexico and the US have a working scheme until August 1st. And that we have done our part in the fight against fentanyl. The US has to do its part. And Mexico hopes to reach a tariff agreement with Trump.
All right, move to break even. Let's see if we can get that. A little more continuation here. There goes. Nice. Ah. Didn't hit my profit target. IB is set in the equities. Stop me out. Break even.
Sheinbaum adds that she will inform little by little. Monday, she's meeting with the team, went to Washington and their Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Watching gold long here as it has been trading in this distribution here. I got back in a little lower on gold. IB low here. Dang. Man, that went all the way back down, huh? I'm in this gold trade long. It's only down 150 bucks right now, but
Trump, who's due to meet NATO Secretary
still
General
like
just
it, but
outside the White House. Nothing's going on, but we'll put
I
that
do have a
in.
low volume node from yesterday, Friday.
That video is on the feed for you to watch.
Can go down a lot from here. Let's see what it does. If it gives me a chance to get out, I'll probably take it.
So what the video want to probably do is you'll have Trump meeting right at the entrance of the White House, and then it'll probably cut and then go back to when they do speak together in front of the press.
Might just get out of this here. Damn. Trash. Dang, dude. Should have locked myself out, Corey. Boom. Push. Oh, come up. Just fill me, man.
Britain's FTSE 100 hits intraday record. Shane Bump says Mexico also has a plan for tariffs.
It's like we're grinding through this level. I like how it keeps getting bought up. But it'll keep getting bought up until it doesn't, and then it flushes everybody, all the buyers out.
So it has a plan if no tariff deal is reached by August 1st.
Goes, come on, break it. Ah.
US Post notice on probe into some steel concrete from Vietnam. Commerce Department probe into some steel concrete started June 24, and that applies to Vietnam, Egypt, Bulgaria, and Algeria.
It's not letting the shorts out. It's a good sign. It's not rewarding the longs either. There we go. Reward us. Yes. There it is. Well, I did, Jody. I'm out of that long. It was excruciatingly slow, but there it goes. Stop me out. Profit target. I only got to trade one more day in these XFAs. I'm going to take a big fat old payout. Nice, Henry. Well, in a strong market, Jay Scott, point of control acts as a support, which we came back and we tagged point of control in the distribution. So you can see it right here. Make this bigger. Okay, so here was the, let me get my marker. So here's our distribution in a strong market. You know, the point of control, which is right here, acts as kind of a reload point for the bulls. So we did get a little bit of the return to value, but you know, we have this shelf here, value area low kind of on this distribution. It just kind of lined up for a good place to go long in an already strong market. Took that L on gold. I'm glad I cut it, right, Corey? I didn't even wait for it to hit my stop loss. So you guys, you know, I like the trade. I mean, session-wise, it's playing to the VWAP nicely, unfortunately. I saw the distribution we had formed. I saw the IB low that we kind of put in. So, Corey, I like the trade. It was a good trade. I would take it again. Didn't have great confluence on the VWAP, the session VWAP. But otherwise, I thought it was a good scalp. Started to go against me. I was down a couple $100. I had my stop below, and I didn't wait. I could clearly see it was going lower, so I closed the trade. Took the L. Now, if I would be holding that stupid trade, I'd be down a lot. I would have given up all my profits. I would still be holding it, and it'd still be going against me. So sometimes you just got to cut those losers, man. Sometimes we're wrong. No, unfortunately, they're not, Cap. I do like trading on Project X, don't get me wrong, but we don't have all the other. I've already gotten used to charting on TradingView or NinjaTrader, and then I just execute on Project X. Okay, well, that was the grind out long. Recovered upper band. Let's take a look at the New York. Look at that. Oh, I didn't see this, Jay Scott, but we also we tagged New York VWAP and held. So throw that in the mix of confluence for that trade. All right, I'm going to go over to my Take Profit Trader account. And just to show you guys my top one. I'm at 536. Hit my profit target on this. I only need to do another $300 in this account to lock in another payout tomorrow. So this will be a $3,500 payout tomorrow, pending I could do $300. I have nearly $16,000 in drawdown on this account. So I'm pretty sure I can do that. So this will be a payout I can lock in tomorrow. And also if I trade $900 tomorrow in this top step, actually if I just do $200 tomorrow in this top step, that's going to be over a $10,000 payout. So if I can lock that in tomorrow, guys, I'm looking at a $13,000 to $15,000 day tomorrow in payouts. All done live on stream. Sorry, guys, I'm not the best entertainer, but I can trade. Yeah, for real, I'm not the best entertainer, Libby. I know. I was just kidding. Well, it seems like most are just entertainers. I hop onto these streams and, I know a bunch of them. They're all good dudes, but they don't really have a system, I've noticed. Like a clearly defined system with setup names and like all this stuff. Chuck will be our entertainer. All right, I'm going to open up my Take Profit Trader Pro account. Here we go. Now it's just super grindy. But I do like long. Well, that was a beautiful trade. I'm up 235 already in that account. I was long. Cumulative delta turned green on Tradeovate here, guys. See that right there? Volume, abnormal volume started to rush in. So far, we're in a, buyers have control. You don't need level 2 data for the Tradeovate CVD, Andy. Level 1 data suffices. So, I don't know. I caught about, 9 points there. Not much. But I had a couple minis. A little bigger size. So I got to get this up to $4,500 or whatever. I think. To start taking daily payouts. I'm about $600 away from that. So I'm going to treat this account as just little scalps. Nice, Carlos. Those are good stats. All right, so we're back up to this, coming back up to this 84 level, which I marked as a low volume node. All right, can they push through it? Can they push through it? Okay. This is where I start to look short, right? Hopefully I don't get ground out of a position because this is very grindy. Everything's getting bought up. Now I'm not shorting this. I've made the executive decision. I am not shorting this. Cumulative delta doesn't say short either. That says buyers are in control still. Okay. Maybe a good spot to shut it down, Libby. I know you're coming out of kind of a frustrating, why don't you switch over to practice or something? Oh, that little bit trade. That little bit trade has come to bite me in the ass. I'm looking to get like $10 and I wind up taking a max loss.
And Bob says that
If we get up back up to 23,000, I might look short.
the agreement has almost been finalized.
Let's see if we break above IB. And what I'd like to see, if we do, is momentum to slow down. So we start trading like here for a little bit. That'll make it a little easier to manage risk. Sorry, YouTube, I've been completely ignoring you guys. I apologize. It has been quite difficult. If you're talking about gold, gold has been really hard. It's just, just going short though. Lofta, thank you for that message. Yeah, it makes it a little harder to teach when I'm actually trading, guys. I do my best, especially if it slows down. I might be able to answer some questions and do that. But otherwise, I'm in the zone. I'm a trader first, then an educator. And third place, I'm a moderate, mild entertainer.
Bob says security agreement with the US will not include entry of US security forces into the nation.
Okay, the short is looking a little more interesting, but damn. Damn. See if that's a stop run. See if we get another leg. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get out. See if it does the IB breakout, fake out. Sellers coming in here. But they could soak all of this up and then, yep. See if they can soak it or...
Meta CEO Zuckerberg says that we're going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into compute to build super intelligence.
I don't know if you guys saw what I did there.
So again, Meta to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into compute.
All right, I'm down 265 on this account. Come on. All right. Well, salvaged that terrible loss though. That was nice. Up $100. I was down like quite a bit there. I flipped. I was short and then I flipped long. So I was short at IB.
It's on track to bring 1 gigawatt plus supercluster online.
Started to go against me. We broke IB high, started to run. I flipped long and then we ripped.
It's coming online in 2026.
Now the ES is not even green yet. NQ is just going the moon. Actually, it's only up spot 2, but still. All right, next spot of interest is going to be 23.20. I don't know. We can go up a lot higher than that. There's 23.20 right there. Looks like it wants to go right through it. All right, what else we got? Gold. No real setup on gold. NQ still looking to go long. Just so damn strong. Back test 23,000. I hope they buy it up again. Come on. Buy it up. This could be part of a bigger pullback, but we'll see. That was nice. All right, that put me at 300. Oh, God. It's like pulling teeth, though. Thanks, Corey. Thanks for joining us. It gives good levels, Danil one. Thank you, Orange Fan. Appreciate it. It says, I think I've learned more off of you than any other, so teaching is great. Oh, my screen is blocking the CVD. There. There's the CVD. You should be able to see it okay now.
Just a heads up, ECB is still only appearing and committee on economic monetary affairs of the European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. No text has been released, and we'll just keep an eye out for any comments that do come through.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to make it that easy, Hella, to just go straight up again. We'll see.
So looking back to the Hill video for live stream where Trump is to be native Secretary General, looks like they're huddled up. So probably arriving, I estimate maybe the next 30 minutes, maybe, but we'll keep an eye out for it just in case it does arrive sooner. Seeing Meta shares rising 1.5% to session high, off the back of the headline that Meta is to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in AI, building several multi-gigawatt clusters, calling the first one Prometheus, and it's coming online in 2026.
All those sellers get soaked. But I don't think they're going to make it that easy. I just don't. All right, I'm at 154, 170. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm going to take base hits in this take profit account. I'm going to do like $500 a day. I'm going to treat it like my cash account. So I think I'm done on this account. What time is it? 11:10? Not bad. Now I'll switch over to cash.
So it looks like the reporters are walking inside the White House now. They're walking into the Oval Office. Okay, there we are. So they're live now. Trump and Secretary General are live.
Back to IB high. Cumulative delta is still weak here, but it's still very much in an uptrend.
Remember, the live stream is on feed for you. It's also under the name Trump and Natives Run Speak.
This could be a place to get in long. is kind of a late entry continuation setup because we have the low volume node kind of right here. So this trade is invalidated long if we break and hold below IB high. But this looks like a good long to me.
Trump says I'm unhappy with Russia. So again, I'm unhappy with Russia.
Trump is unhappy with Russia. Tell us something we don't know. Used to love Russia. What happened? There it is, guys. Look at that. Late entry long price discovery continuation.
50 days.
Buying the bottom of the structure long. Let's see if it keeps going. That was a nice 8-point jump right there. It's convincing that we could get going here long again, or at least to the top of this distribution. Junior Chat Boy. So top right is 5 minutes. Top left is hourly. Bottom right is 30 minutes. Bottom left is daily. This is the weekly and the monthly VWAP in the bottom right quadrant. I kind of forget where I go over my layout. I might do that in the, I know I do it in one or more of my videos, but I forget. All right, I'm going to log out of this account. I added another, I'm at 525 in this take profit trader. This will put me at $4,200 in profits. So tomorrow I could probably take profits, start taking profits in this thing. Anything over 300 bucks tomorrow I can take out. I don't know. What are the withdrawal limits on take profit traders? Anybody know? On the 150K? The minimum? All right, that's kind of an anemic bounce there. We're actually just trading in a range. So we're creating a bit of a balance area here. All right, cumulative delta is also kind of going like that right here. So we'll see.
Fedbit's 6-month bills total $3 billion. Trump said that we made a deal today to send weapons to Ukraine. Saying that the US will manufacture and they'll be paid for it.
Cumulative delta looks like it wants higher.
Trump says we'll be sending the best to NATO.
Nice. Oh, I don't think I made this live. I just hit that in my cash account. Long for 185 bucks.
Will be coordinated by NATO.
One trade, one contract, 185 bucks, just like that. So this is a cash account, guys. Everything I've traded up until this point has been prop firms. Usually I trade my cash account last. Only 100 points from all-time highs. Could we gun for it today? I don't like how that rip was just sold into like that. So they're probably loading up shorts for the next leg up is my assumption, but we're also kind of hovering around this monthly upper band.
This
So-
for 3 months bills total.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get a drink. All right, guys, this isn't a great place to take trades, as you can imagine. This is longs, essentially, all at this zone. We can look short if we break below 980, I feel like. But then we have 975 to deal with. It's not great trades at all, anywhere. So there's that. What are you guys on YouTube doing? Elad, not as a continuous move. I've been scalping long pretty much this entire time. I took one short at IB here, right here. I took that short, and then it went against me. I flipped long.
NATO's runs as nations will move equipment quickly into Ukraine.
This is probably a record for the amount of people that are watching the stream right now. So that's cool. Yeah, plus YouTube. Oh, thank you, Eric. Were you really? Yep, I do Murph every year. And we also donate to that cause as well. We do a lot of stuff to help out the veterans.
So a reminder for 11:30 at Eastern time, we're expecting the US to sell $82 billion.
No, I can't, Lager. Remember that? Those are the good old days. I would say good morning to every single person in the stream.
To cover for the 3 month of 2.75%.
Wow,
High yield of
that's amazing.
2.55%. Trump says trade is great for settling wars.
Texas, that works, man. I'm still looking long unless this context fundamentally changes. We need to start trading under, I would say 984, 985 would be my short trigger. So I'm going to move this box down actually. Oops, let's draw another one of these. So we want one of this. We want one of these. And then I would say my short trigger is going to be beneath that gray box.
Oil hitting
Longs above.
Russia tariffs.
Longs above, shorts below. How'd you do tomorrow? We got Rathrock is short gold if it holds New York VWAP. Let's take a look at that. Nice. Gold. You said New York VWAP. Well, there's two different VWAP. I would say there's a New York VWAP. That's interesting. Let's see what the IB VWAP looks like. See which of those it likes more. So far, it looks like New York, right? Yeah, I'm not against the New York Open either on gold. I mean, typically I do 820, the Pit Open, but well, doesn't hurt to see which one, drop a few, see which it likes most.
Trump says on Russia, secondary tariffs would be biting.
Threatening tariffs again on Russia, like Russia really cares. Cumulative Delta, guys, is still super strong. There's nothing that says sell yet on the
Trump
Cumulative
says
Delta.
billions of military equipment will go to NATO from the US.
Says long. Man. Do I want to flip short here? No.
So a reminder, in about 4 minutes time, we're expecting the 3-month and 6-month field option data.
Let's go. A lot of buyers there. See if we can get that next leg up.
Trump says 50 days for a deal is a very short period of time. So you're going to talk about, again, his initial threat of threatening secondary tariffs of 100% on Russia.
Price action sucks.
Trump adding secondary tariffs are very powerful.
Very slow going.
Says Republicans are moving strongly in the Senate on tariffs. Trump implies Senate Russia bill is unnecessary.
All right. That worked. Put me at $200. Cash account. It's like fighting over pennies though right here, guys. You know, this is not ideal.
Trump says we can do secondary or 100% of Russia without Senate.
What did I miss? All this analysis, Trump's just going to torpedo the market one way or the other.
Could also be good.
True story. But you know, it's been by the dip pretty much since we tagged lower band. Every pullback has been bought.
Would be the same as a 500%. So 500%
And
of Russia.
the rotations are getting smaller.
And then 100% of Russia would be the same as 500%.
ES rocketed there. Might take more. Little scalpy scalp. 273. I'll be right back.
Trump on Russian negotiations says it just keeps going on and on.
I think I lifted too much this morning. My back hurts. Getting old, guys. Not that spring chicken anymore. No, if no deal done in 50 days, tariff threat to Russia. I don't think Russia cares. Russia. It's all posturing at this point.
Trump says Patriot missiles will go to Ukraine by NATO.
I did not ever think I would get this old. This is the oldest I've ever been.
Auction data coming through with.
So we're still holding in this distribution. It's very clear, very defined, right? Good range to scalp.
Bid cover of 3.1.
Scalpacito.
57.49%.
Right, then we have our, if we leave this distribution one way or the other.
High rate of 4.125%, selling $76 billion and awarding 67.53% bids of high, bid cover of 3.1.
So we kind of need to trade above there or trade pretty much below there for a real price discovery continuation move. But this does look like a good place to go long still between 84 and 92. Maybe what we'll get is a false breakdown. So what we'll want to see, guys, is a sweep. Probably stop out the long, suck in the shorts, and then we're going to want to reclaim this level. So I don't know if I would necessarily buy here. I think in a perfect world, it's going to look like this. Now, you could probably catch some momentum if we break this to the downside, but I don't think that's going to wind up being a bigger trade. But, you know, I've been wrong before. We did tag this low volume node to the upside, guys, so this could very well be a high. We'll see. This is the area we marked on our volume profile, our composite, and we tagged it right to the middle of it and retraced. And now we're trading at a point of control that we had marked at pretty much 23,000. High volume node. So all of this is making sense, guys, based on the levels we built on our composite here. YM. Let's take a look at that old YM. Okay, got a little bit of a price discovery breakout there. Now this is point of control from Friday, Zane, so be aware. I don't think this is really a good price discovery until we trade above the IB, to be honest with you. Now we could very well trade from here up to the IB high again. But my concern is this.
Trump on the EU tariffs.
Friday's distribution.
Talking to people. The tariff letters are the deals.
All right, well, we tagged it, my gray box to the tick. Cumulative delta doesn't show a lot of buying here.
They like to talk. We'll have more friendly talk. We'll have more friendly tariffs.
All right, guys, 300 bucks. I think I'm going to call it there. My cash account, nothing exciting, but you know, there's a lot going on. I'm trying to trade a lot of accounts, so every little win is nice. I'm looking for that big payout tomorrow. Looks like the buyers are coming in though. You get some continuation to the upside.
So just keep an eye on the euro here, euro dollar. Seeing a bit of movement towards the upside as Trump talking about Europe is coming over. They'd like to talk, and the tariff lists are deals, and they will be talking to people.
350. All right, I'm done. All right, I'll watch the market with you guys for the next 20 minutes, but I'm done trading for today. I've had a great day. Let me go over what I've accomplished so far today. So in the cash account, 350 bucks. Nothing exciting, but you know, it's a good day's pay. I don't care who you are. You know, 350 bucks a day. I think that's like an $80,000 a year salary, something like that. Okay. Maybe not that much. Maybe like 70.
Trump
I think
said
250
having
is
strong
like
euro
60.
is a very good thing.
$60,000 is $250 a day. Okay. So that's that. 345 in cash, 500 and change in Top Step take profit trader. That's going to be, you know, tomorrow I'll probably be able to take my first payout in that one. I hit over a K in my Top Step. That's 5K total. Looking to lock in at least 200 bucks tomorrow to take a big 5-figure payout from them tomorrow. And then I think I only need to do 200 or 300 bucks in Top One tomorrow to lock in a $3,500 payout with them. So
Trump says,
right there,
they are really
right there, guys. It's been a while. A couple of XFAs to go through to get back there, but it's happening. And then I'll take my money too. Corey loves it when I do this. Get paid on stream.
The White House says that Trump means
So here's the
Russia, secondary sanctions on other nations that buy oil from Russia if the deal isn't struck in 50 days.
This is Top Step. So I'm at 4,100 and these XFAs times 5. $15,900 in profits in this Top One futures account. So going for some big payouts tomorrow. Big payouts. Big payouts.
Trump says, I don't want to call Putin an assassin, but he's a tough guy.
I'm going to take my $344.48. Boom. I killed it today. Absolutely killed it. Not so much in the cash account, but in those prop firms, I'm trying to get a big fat payout in tomorrow. I could just stay the course, be patient, trade well. One more day, I'm there. It's going to be probably at least a $13,000 to $15,000 payout tomorrow. One more day. Wonder if Top One is going to take me live, because that's 3 payouts in the same account. So according to their path to live, you take 3 payouts in the same account, and that's like live material. So see what happens. I know Kobe was denied, but he said one of his friends got approved who's trading live. So we'll see. See what happens. I don't care either way, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. No more. I'm not copy trading in Top One anyway. That's just one account. Top Step will be a different story. You got to get 5 payouts in the same account in Top Step to be taken live, which I haven't done. The best I've ever done on Top Step is 2 before I blow the account. So we'll see if I can do it with these. Yeah, they give you, whatever you have saved up. So I'll probably get a cash account with like, I don't know, $13,000 in it. Something like that. $12,000. The account I traded today has $3,000 in it. I made $300 on that account. And you do get all your profits. I think you have to trade for 30 days or something like that. Then you can empty it if you want. Something like that. I don't know. It's, I think being able to trade a prop firm is a privilege, to be honest. We didn't have these when I started trading. So, if they want to create rules, that aren't too restrictive, I'm fine with it. Because I get access to a lot of buying power for not a lot of money. And I could trade a bunch of them for very low risk, and I'm making money with it. So, I think the competitive nature of prop firms is, I don't think they're getting too restrictive. I think it's fine, really. Is it harder than a cash account? Probably. Obviously, there's more rules, but I'm okay with that because of the benefits. Still trading in this distribution. So, this is fade out area extremes, right? Top to bottom. Till we materially break out of here. Yeah, I like the longs too, Bob. So which one is it respecting? New York Open, currently. And then we got this IB Open to get through. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot to get through to the long side. But we'll have to get through it sooner or later. And the market's selling off here a little bit. Might help your case. All right, guys, we have about 15 minutes left in the stream. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to take questions at this point because I'm done trading. Zane, there isn't really a huge benefit to being taken live. They do that because you're costing them too much money. So let's call it what it is. If you're trading simulated accounts and you're getting paid all this money, that money's coming from somewhere. So they take you live to stop you from taking money from the company. So then hopefully make the company some money.
We're doing so well, we blow the interest rates.
So it benefits the company more than it does us, but it is what it is. There's a ton of prop firms to trade. If I don't like being live with them, I can just go somewhere else. Or I'll just trade it until, well, make money on it until I blow it or whatever. Or until I can empty it. All of it doesn't really matter to me. It's not going to make or break my career as a trader. This is all gravy. And I spread my risk around. I'll trade these firms, I trade my cash account, I move in and out, I have my longer term stuff. It's all a part of it. All my eggs aren't in one basket. I do stream live every day, 10 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, so next on the docket for Trump.
Sean ordered the hard copy book, but it hasn't been sent yet. No idea ETA for delivery? I don't. Amazon takes care of all that, but you know, I think they have to print it. It's not like they have copies sitting around. They have to print them. Whenever somebody orders, they actually print it up and send it. So I'm assuming the hard copy takes a little longer. How long ago did you order it? Mine took a little bit to get it. But the hard copy is really nice. It's a thicker paper stock. It's just a nice book. So very happy with how it came out. Great quality. And especially since it's like a book that you want to read and reread. I've even, believe it or not, guys, you know, I probably read it 10 times when I was editing it. I've read it in its paperback form. I've literally sat down and I read my own book. Yes. I actually find it very interesting. It keeps me locked in with my teachings and all that. Zayla says, question for you. Imagine you start the day with a significant loss. What are your thoughts on whether you stop trading or attempting to dig yourself out of a hole? Yeah, that's a tough one, Zayla. Because as you know, it can go either way. I think if you feel like you can be really patient and wait for good setups, then you can attempt to continue trading, but you need to have a max loss, right? So if this significant loss is already more than you're willing to lose in a single day, you should absolutely stop trading because that will kind of tilt you out. Awesome, Ross. Glad to have you. I know we have a lot of new people in the room. Welcome to the group. We have a great community here. Everybody's very supportive. Everybody's very focused on trading well and trading a system and a process. You know, this isn't a gunslinging, you know, YOLO crew, right? We're all very system and process based. And we tend to have a nice, mature, professional member here as well. So while we do like to joke around and all that kind of stuff, we do have a more mature audience, which I think a lot of people like. Nope, not the YOLO crew, not today. So yeah, just to reroute with you, Zalos, real quick. You know, establish that max loss. You know, a significant loss, in my opinion, could still be, you know, half of that or 3/4 of it. You can try and size down and dig yourself out. You know, I did it the other day. You know, I was pretty much right at my max loss. Right, $1,000. I don't really want to lose more than $1,000 in any account. And you know, so my next trade had to be really good. So I waited and I was patient for a really good trade. I took it and it dug me out. Hey, Eric, I haven't seen you in a while, man. You've been quiet. Out busy living life, I assume. That's all right. We miss your participation. Zane says, I knew a guy who moved to New York 10 years ago and had to rent his desk, so he had to pay to trade and be at SMB Capital Prop Firm, which is pretty badass. You're around some really great traders there. But yeah, you know, when I traded at a prop firm back in 2010, I also had to rent my desk and I had to put up risk capital, right? I had to put $5,000 down and they'd give me leverage. They'd allow me to day trade, right? Because there's a PDT rule. This is back when I traded stocks, 2010, right after the middle of the great financial crisis. I watched the flash crash in real time trading at a prop firm. It was cool. But yeah, you had to put up your risk capital so you didn't lose the firm money. Gold is the only market that can start making higher highs and higher lows and still go down. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Gold nails me yet, not otherwise. Yeah. How do I organize my trading business for taxes? Well, I am not a tax advisor or an accountant, so I can't give tax advice. I can tell you what I do. I do have an LLC. I do write off the prop firm accounts, all my data feeds, all software, all that stuff comes right off my profits. It's an S Corp LLC. So you get the LLC and then you file it as an S Corp for tax. So you don't pay self-employment taxes. I'm assuming you're US based because otherwise this is, yeah, I would suggest getting an accountant for sure. I do my own, believe it or not. I had an accountant for a long time, but I've gotten quite capable of doing my own taxes now. Sean asked, for newer traders, if you blow an account, should you buy another account or practice on demo again and then get back to it? Any thoughts? I think it depends on how much you're spending on prop firms. You know, if you're trading small accounts like a 25K or 50K or for 50 bucks, I would say get back in the game, just take it more cautiously. Now, if you're spending a lot of money on prop firm accounts, like you're copy trading 5 or you're buying these straight sim to funded accounts, you might want to either size down to a smaller account that doesn't cost as much money or switch to practice before you go back to one of those more expensive accounts. Janita, you need to pay for futures data. It is not free on TradingView. It's about $7 a month. So it's delayed unless you pay for it. She's asking, my futures contract seems delayed on NASDAQ. It is. It's delayed unless you pay for it. It's about $7 a month. I mean, some people blow one a day, Corey, or multiple a day. Again, I don't speak to anybody specifically, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't know about the prop. Anybody familiar with these free challenge accounts that you only pay when completed? I've never heard of that. Is that a Forex thing? Jamie says, hey mate, first time here. I enjoyed the stream. Thanks. What software we're using? Cumulative Delta. That's Trade of 8. You don't really want to use TradingView for cumulative delta because it uses aggravated data, not bid and ask exchange data. So it's not going to be accurate. It's not going to be the real cumulative delta on TradingView. It's not the indicator. You can search all the CVD indicators you want on TradingView. None of them are going to be accurate because it's not the indicator itself. It's how TradingView handles its data to make it faster for everybody. So you're going to need to use like a NinjaTrader or a Trade of 8 to get an looks like we're starting to get a curling too on the cumulative delta. It's like sellers are starting to step in here a little bit.
We have posted out the video on the feed.
See if there's any continuation on that because price is still holding up. So these sellers are still getting absorbed. But this might be an interesting point. This is where we might get a I mean, all these sellers are getting bought up. Yeah, CFDs, prop firms. I don't know. I don't trade CFD prop firms, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe there's somebody in the audience. We trade futures because there's less room for these companies to finagle. All right, they have to use exchange data. So tight spreads. Everybody has the same data. Everybody's looking at the same chart with futures. Where CFDs, they can manipulate that price. They can manipulate your fills. They can charge crazy spreads, so it's a lot harder. So I would be really cautious with CFDs and Forex for that reason. Futures is a lot fairer for us as retail traders. Yeah, we had a lot of trades. So let's go back to the 1 minute chart. I'm going to clear this up a little bit just to make it a little cleaner. Okay, so one thing is, let's go to the 5 minute. I left Friday's VWAP, right? So I took a short. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Okay, so I took a short off VWAP there. We had a price continuation long off upper band. We had a nice return to value. And then this trade has been materializing over and over again. But the sell-off at the open essentially to lower band, and that was the low of the session so far. We didn't trade this chop. We were looking to go long for pretty much the rest of the session. All right, I got caught off sides on this trade. I went short at IB high, and I flipped long. And it worked out nice. So I was short, started pulling up against me, it was getting bought up. I went long and turned that loser into a winner. And I think the other trades were off of the New York VWAP, where we were looking to go long. Oh, guys, look at this. So Friday's upper band to the tick almost over and over again. Fridays. Fascinating. And then let's drop a New York VWAP here, right? So there were a lot of good long trades off the VWAP. I went long right here. That was a great trade. I think we went long here again too. I traded really well, just a trader. I had profit target all my accounts. Looking mostly for longs. The one short I took did not go well. I flipped long. Damn, International Iron Beam, $60 to withdrawal. That's annoying you. Where are you located? Australia. Got it. Yeah, so, you know, obviously if you can't trade futures, you can't trade futures. So you do the best you can. I would still watch the futures data. I think you'll get better trades watching futures gold, futures NASDAQ, futures ES, and then taking the trades on your CFD or Forex broker. I'm not the only one who recommends that. I know a lot of guys who trade Forex do that. Yes, Eric, in OC there is. That's on NinjaTrader. It's the same as TradeAvate. It's reliable. Yep. It's good. But I do think this one on TradeAvate is like the best. Because it gives you that abnormal buying, abnormal selling, and then kind of muted average buying. I love that. I think it's really powerful. Allows me to get into some good momentum trades. All right, guys, it's about 12 o'clock. For Friday's VWAP, I didn't. No. I left it on the chart by accident, and I saw that it was being respected pre-market. So let's drop it one more time. I saw right here when I woke up and here that it was being respected. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to leave it on the chart for today because of that. And it wound up being really important. So I was expecting, you know, we kind of launched through it and we sold beneath it. So I hit the short based on kind of like the above VWAP trap. Hit the short. That worked out nice. Now we've been holding nicely on Friday's upper band. No, I don't. Like I said, that was by accident. I just had it still on the chart from Friday, and I noticed it was respecting. I might start doing it more often now that that happened. It's actually very interesting to me. So I might leave that on one of my charts. Yeah, JP, I used to have that. I still, that can creep in with me too. So that's why I keep saying it out loud, right? We're in a bullish market, buy the dip, things are strong, be careful with shorts, only take the best shorts, don't just short momentum, right? So, and we see this price behavior of everything just getting bought up. Nice tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to start leaving yesterday's on more often. All right, guys, that's it for today. This stream will be recorded. You can access it obviously on the YouTube, and you can also access it in the Discord under the recorded classes. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We'll be at it tomorrow. Just Trader, I do trade options, but I don't talk about options in this group or on channel because I want to keep the strictly on day trading, futures or Forex or CFDs, whatever it is you trade, intraday. The options I tend to trade are more swings and credit spreads. So I don't want to confuse everybody with that. All right, guys, have a great day. If you're going to continue trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. All right, you can always hop on over to the Trader Lounge. It's a great perk of the premium service. You can collaborate with your fellow traders. Everybody else learning and trading the VWAP Wave system, you can learn from them, or you could help others and help concrete your own understanding of the system. So if you have some time and you want to continue trading, head on over to the Trading Lounge and help each other. You'll have access to your mics and you can share your screens. All right. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.